You know, it's really sad because all I can say is that the rape laws in Canada tend to favor and protect the rapist. Because earlier this year, I was raped and I reported I was raped, I was sexually abused, and I reported it to the police, the Calgary police, and they said that apparently it doesn't meet the threshold for rape and for abuse and for sexual harassment and assault. Now, the man who raped me is a Ukrainian man. He came as a Ukrainian immigrant. His name is Sergei Kotovsky. He's an engineer who works at BC Hydro, right? And he lives in Alberta. And he pressured me into having sex. So any consent that he would have received from me was actually not lawfully acquired. It was forcefully acquired and coerced. And I explained that to Detective Vicky McLellan of the Calgary Police Services, and she has done absolutely nothing about it. Right? She says she'll talk to him and do nothing about it. And that's the danger. The danger is that when the first thing she said to me is, I believe you, when I was reporting the rape, only to then tell me that it doesn't meet the threshold, so she's not going to go ahead and press charges. If you believe me, why would you not press charges? Right? So you're gaslighting the victim. So you're basically re traumatizing the victim, making it harder for the victim to heal and to navigate an already high pressure situation. Then you're going to go talk to my perpetrator. You're going to go talk to him, right? Put me in harm's way, because if you talk to him and you show him that you haven't taken it seriously and that you're not pressing charges, he may be encouraged to harm me again. So this was one of the very many factors, one of the very many factors that caused me to flee Canada and come to the United States of America and claim political asylum out here, because law enforcement was not taking me seriously. And the reason why Sergei Kotovsky raped me and abused me is because, one, he was really antagonistic towards my political activism, my involvement in politics, the work that I've done. He didn't like the fact that I would, advocate for myself, that I would challenge people of power for righteous reasons. He didn't like that, and he used to pressure me a lot. I remember there's one time I told him I just want to take a break from this work and rest, and he said, I'm going to force you to get back into the political arena, right? And he even told me that he, as a Ukrainian man, this is what he's taught in his culture, is that as a man, even if a woman says no, you just force yourself into her because you're a man, and that's part of being a man, is that you don't listen to what a woman tells you. Okay, so these are some of the things that he told me, and apparently the Detective Vicky McLellan, does not think that this crosses the threshold for rape. Right? So obviously Canada is not a safe country for me, because all of this is happening because I've advocated against, some of the domestic violence that I was subjected to growing up in a Muslim community, right? And I've been subjected to Islamic terrorist attacks, multiple Islamic terrorist attacks throughout my life, and none of it is getting taken seriously by Canadian authorities. And so I had to actually flee the country because I don't feel safe in Canada. I'm not protected out there. And then on top of that, the police criminalize me, and they protect the people who harm me, right? Um, I'm I At this point, I'm just thinking, like, so Justin Trudeau has been in Ukraine with Zelensky, demonizing Putin, putting on this huge show, showing up in Ukraine, doing God knows what the hell he's doing out there, right? And I'm just thinking, like, and then how about these Ukrainian immigrants that you continue to bring into this country? Because the way Sergei Kotovsky met me is he targeted me. I came to rent a room in his home, right? I'm a nomad, I'm a traveler, and I was leaving Ontario as a result of political persecution, and I wasn't sure where I was going next. So I had to just find something temporarily, and that's how I met Sergei Kotovsky. Before meeting Sergei Kotovsky, I met another man named Yuri. Both these men were Ukrainian. I tried to rent a room in Yuri's home. It lasted 11 days before I had to leave because he was becoming sexually inappropriate. And for me, it was like, why did he even rent a room out to me if he knew that he wouldn't be able to control himself? Then with Sergei Kotovsky, he was renting a room out as well. And then I decided not to take his house. And it was after that he asked me out on a date. And he told me that he was going to wait to see if I was going to take the room, because I told him I needed time to think about it. And he said I was going to wait to see if you were going to take the room, because if you were, I was going to, let you move in, and then I was going to make a move on you maybe 2 or 3 months in. Once I knew you were settled, that's when I was going to make a move on you. So these men are using their homes to rent rooms out to female renters or female tenants, claiming that they are landlords or whatever else, and then they use this as a way to get these women in, have authority over something that makes them vulnerable, so their housing, right? And then make a move on them. And then when these women go to report to the police are told that this doesn't meet the threshold, and they're not looking at the entire context, that this person was a predator in the first place, and how this person got access to the victim. So this is law enforcement in Canada. It's a complete joke. I don't take the police seriously in Canada at all. They're like the Ninja Turtles to me. It's like, could you imagine? Like, I don't take them seriously. They're like, law enforcement in Canada, they're a joke. I have so many stories about how absolutely pathetic. Honestly, I don't even think they actually have bullets in their gun. I think those bullets are plastic. I don't actually think that I even think that a lot of these police shootings in Canada, I think it's all fake news. It's all just a scheme from Black Lives Matter, right? So that they can continue to validate their stupid movement in which they cause nothing but harm, destruction, division, and just completely embarrass Black people across the world for like, I don't know how many years, right? And I think it's just the Black Lives Matter scheme. I don't even think Canadian cops I guarantee you, Canadian cops, their guns do not have real metal bullets in them. I guarantee you their guns are plastic bullets. There's no way. Even that story about the cop who shot himself, I don't believe that. Fake news. It's all fake. Like, law enforcement in Canada is a joke, and I don't take them seriously. I don't even care to communicate with them anymore. It's like, I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain how much of a joke law enforcement in Canada is, right? So this is what I'm saying. So Justin Trudeau is now in Ukraine doing whatever the hell he's doing, and then he's going to continue to bring Ukrainian immigrants, because both these men that preyed on me, they were both Ukrainian. He's going to continue to bring Ukrainian immigrants into the country. These Ukrainian immigrants are going to disrespect the law, right? Because they have their cultural ways, because this is what Sergei told me, and obviously Yuri told me too, that he used to openly tell his wife that he was going to go cheat on her if she didn't give him sex. Right? So they're very forceful when it comes to sex, and they're going to find these clandestine, secretive ways to be able to access these women and harm them in Canada. And then when these women go to law enforcement, they're going to have absolutely no protection because, the cops are a goddamn joke. And this is not just the cops in BC are a joke. The cops in Ontario are a joke. The cops in Quebec are a joke. The cops in, Alberta that I dealt with are a joke. Like, they're all, I don't take them seriously. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't take them seriously. But what you do need to take seriously is all these refugees that Justin Trudeau is bringing into the country, that know that they can come to Canada and do whatever they want, because it's a crime-abound refugee camp under their God and prophet, Justin Trudeau. It's a crime-abound refugee camp. So they know, hey, let's flock to Canada, because when we go to Canada, we can be marginalized people and continue to commit crime. Undergrounds have this black market criminal operation going on that nobody talks about because, you guys are apparently marginalized according to Justin Trudeau's narrative. Right? And so that's what happens with Sergei Kotovsky now. He's probably going to be working at BC Hydro. He might sexually assault or, do whatever he thinks that he has the right to do to his female employees at his work, and nothing's going to be done about it. Right? Because we have a prime minister that brings criminal refugees into the country. We have a prime minister that's abjectly against immigration reform, even though there's demonstrable evidence that immigration reform is absolutely necessary. Right? And Sergei Kotovsky is an example of that, because I'll tell you right now, he came to Canada because he knew that in Canada he could get away with doing what he was doing. Why didn't he come to the US? In the US, it's a totally different ballgame in the US. Right? So that's why he didn't come here. So that's what it is. It's, Justin Trudeau has reduced Canada to a crime-abound refugee camp. Refugees have more rights than the citizens themselves, but that's not necessarily a good thing for either one of them, because what kind of rights do they have is the question. Right? And we'll do another video on that. But I'll just let you know right now, Canada is not safe. I have no intention of going back there, right? I have no intention of going back there. This is literally, for me, it's like a cycle, a repeat cycle of when I was 15 years old. And I was abducted to the Republic of Kenya, and Canada saved me from that situation. And now I'm literally having to be saved by the US authorities from Canada and Canadians because of the Islamic terrorism and all the other abuse that and persecution that I'm going through out there. So, yeah. Okay, until next time, stay awake and aware.